Mbembe is a political philosopher whose career has been in mostly in South Africa. Spent majority of his career, I think, at this point, he spent it in South Africa. Although he has taught also extensively in the United States, and that's where he actually made a name for himself. His earlier writing in the 1990s focused on the question of the post-colony, and this differed specifically from conceptions of post-colonialism that were pre-existent at that point. So I'm talking about in writers like Edward Said, for example, who had written Orientalism, and several other authors, I think from the 70s and onwards, had, you know, attempted to define or had used the attempted to define the post-colonial, and then in the 90s, like Mbembe created this theory of the post-colonial that was very interesting. His essay Provisional Notes on the Post-Colony is a very powerful essay that is republished in his book called On the Post-Colony, or De la Post-Colonie, which in the book the essay is called The Aesthetics of Vulgarity. And in that essay, he argues specifically that myths are some of the kind of the most pervasive, I guess, strategies, political strategies, but not only political strategies, ways that the nation state operates and controls its subjects, right? So the production of myths. And so this is very interesting because his focus is on political theory, as I said, but he's also, as all the many thinkers where I've been talking about, a product of the French Academy, and at the same time very much in dialogue with structuralism. And Mbembe's idea of structuralism, I think, is more leaning towards German structuralism, so phenomenology and things of that sort. And I think that's why today I had assigned Husserl, so that we could think with Husserl specifically about a German idea of what structuralism is or could be. Husserl is merely just trying to delineate what a structure of idea and ideation, right, is, right, in a German kind of speaking context, but also in a German philosophical tradition as well, right? So he is, yes, following other phenomenologists like Hegel and others who have already given, or other anthropologists like Kant, right, who have already given there. And I use the term not to say that they are anthropologists, but that they write an anthropology, right, of thinking, right? So Kant writes an anthropology of thinking, not that he is like a 20th century anthropologist writing about culture. No. So I think there are a lot of interrelated things in Mbembe's biography and also in his work that relate a lot and to what we have been talking about, whether it be ideas of phenomenology or structuralism, or merely the idea of what is real, what is not real, what is reality, or a number of other things that we've been preoccupied with, or the kind of legacy of the French and German schools of thought in regard to phenomenology, etc. So, yeah, but one of the things that I wanted to also point out is that Achille Mbembe is really somebody like Huntonji, who is at the meeting point of different traditions, right? And he's really experiencing, shall I say, the birthing pains of what that meeting point is, right? Because he he is somebody, like Untonji, who is attempting to create, or who has created, actually, not attempting to create, um, thoughts or methods for us to navigate the complexity of forming an identity, right? Like Untonji, Mbembe is somebody who has created thoughts or methods that help us navigate the problem of forming an identity.